Living in Faith When God is in Charge, by Nameless Saint. As believers, we often wonder what it looks like when God is in charge. Does it mean that everything will go smoothly, and we will never face any hardships or difficulties in life? Or does it mean that we will have to go through trials and tribulations, but God will be with us every step of the way? The truth is, there is no easy answer to this question, and theologians throughout history have debated this issue. Some have argued that God is in complete control of everything, while others have suggested that God works through human beings to bring about his kingdom on earth. Ultimately, the answer to this question is a matter of faith and belief, and there is no easy answer. One of the most famous theologians of all time, St. Augustine, believed that God is in control of everything, including the evil and suffering in the world. Augustine argued that God allows evil to exist for a greater good, which we may not always understand. This view is known as theodicy, and it has been the subject of much discussion and debate among theologians. Another famous theologian, John Calvin, believed in the sovereignty of God. Calvin argued that God is in complete control of the universe, and everything that happens is according to his will. This view has been called predestination, and it has been a controversial topic among Christians for centuries. More recently, theologians like N.T. Wright have argued that God is indeed in charge, but not in the way that we often imagine. Wright argues that God's sovereignty is not about controlling every little detail of our lives, but rather about bringing his kingdom to earth. Wright believes that God is working through his people to bring about his kingdom, and that we have a role to play in this process. So what does it look like when God is in charge? According to Wright, it means that we are living under the reign of God, and that we are working to bring about his kingdom on earth. This means that we are called to love our neighbors, care for the poor and the marginalized, and work to bring about justice in the world. One of the most important things to remember is that when God is in charge, we can trust that he has our best interests at heart. Even when we face difficult times, we can have faith that God is working for our good. As Paul wrote in Romans chapter 8 verse 28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Ultimately, the question of whether or not God is in control is one that we must each answer for ourselves. But as we seek to understand God's sovereignty, we can find comfort in knowing that he is with us always, guiding us and leading us on the path of righteousness. As we live out our faith in the world, we can trust that God is at work, bringing about his kingdom and working for the good of all those who love him. If you enjoy watching this video, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. New content is posted daily. Thank you, and may God bless you.